Alright guys, happy December. Yes, it is still December. Maybe it's starting to feel like a really long month for you guys, but it's not over yet. What I wanted to do today is hop on here and talk to you guys about all of the yummy food that you're probably currently surrounded by. And whether you're a salty, savory person or you're like me and you love sweets, chances are you are trying to figure out how to deal with being around all the food without eating all of the food. And what I wanted to hop on here today and talk about is one way that's really not good to deal with that issue, and then 3 ways that are helpful in dealing with all of the holiday food and how you can manage it. So the first thing I wanted to say is that no one, I don't care how much willpower you have, how strong of a person you are, nobody has the strength to just resist the food. So if you are currently telling yourself, just don't eat the food, that is a setup for failure and it's not a good idea. But there are 3 ways that you can set yourself up to have a successful holiday season, be able to enjoy some of the food, but also not eat all of it. First thing you can do is eat it in moderation. And what I mean by that is obviously there's a lot of food that you don't want to completely avoid. So maybe you want to enjoy a few cookies but not 50 of them. And to do that, you're gonna have to eat it in moderation. Now, if you've ever tried that before and failed, you know that sometimes that's a lot harder than it seems. And what I would want you to focus on if you're going to try to eat something in moderation is don't think about not eating it, but actually focus on loading up on healthy, satisfying food beforehand around whatever that treat is that you're trying to eat in moderation. The second way you can enjoy some of the treats is actually by replacing them. So for instance, earlier today, I had a nice big cup of hot chocolate and it was about 50 calories total. And the way that I did this, also very low in sugar, the way that I did this was by having a reduced calorie packet of hot chocolate and some light Cool Whip. And that saved me a ton of calories because you could also have a mug full of hot chocolate that would be around 200 calories and 30 grams of sugar. So sometimes you're able to replace whatever treat that you're wanting to have with something that's a lot lower calorie, lower fat, lower sugar. Something that I would say about that is when you're looking to replace high calorie items with low calorie items, I would make sure it's something that's a non-nutritious food. For instance, hot chocolate. So there are some full fat or full carb things that are not necessarily things you want to replace. For instance, avocados. You don't need to replace a full fat avocado with a low fat thing because avocados are healthy for you. But when it comes to treats and especially stuff around the holidays, if there is a lighter or lower calorie version of something and it tastes good, in my opinion, that's a place that's worth saving calories on because you could then spend them later on something else. The third way that you can deal with high calorie, heavier holiday food is actually by just eating it, even if it is a lot of calories. But if you're going to be spending a lot of calories on something like, let's say you want a couple slices of pecan pie, if you're going to be spending a lot of calories on that, that might easily total 600 or maybe even 700 calories, you're going to need to save them elsewhere. Because at the end of the day, if you are eating more calories than you're burning per day, you're going to gain weight. And I'm guessing that that's not your goal this holiday season. So if you're gonna spend calories in one place, you've gotta save them somewhere else. And regardless of whether you're talking about spending calories or saving calories, one main thing that I want to point out is you have to know your calorie total as a whole, because you can't know how many calories you need to save or spend unless you know the total calories you should be aiming for per day. And especially if you are aiming to even lose weight over the holidays, which is possible, you really have to know where your maintenance is, and then once you know your maintenance, when you subtract calories from your maintenance, that's when you start to lose weight. Anyway, so that one requires obviously doing a little bit of homework beforehand. A lot of times the holidays can feel super overwhelming, and avoiding all of the treats seems to be everyone's number one go-to method for making it through, but that's actually the worst thing that you can possibly do. So go ahead and give one of the other 3 strategies a try and let me know if it worked for you. As always, if you guys have any other questions or you want me to cover other topics, or you want to know how something works in the fitness or nutrition world, then either drop a comment down below or shoot me a message, and I will talk to you guys again soon. I'll probably brush my teeth.